I have only one job today, and that's to prepare you. If I time this right, this podcast episode is just days before the 2020 election. And we've already lived a hell of a year with a pandemic, with social unrest, with financial unrest, with just political vitriol. It's been at a fever pitch. This 2020 is the enemy of allostatic load. It is the year that we spent most of the time in fight or flight, whether you admit it or not. We have all been pretty revved up, but the election is coming up in just a couple of days. And some of you are going to be disappointed. Some of you are going to be freaked out because your candidate lost. Some of you are going to be elated because your candidate won. And then who knows what's going to happen after the election? Who knows what's going to happen with the legality and the infighting and the just the if the election is close, we are in for a hell of a time. If it's really clear, we may still be in for a hell of a time. I don't know what's going to happen on November 4th, no matter who wins. But I do know that I can prepare myself, and my job is to get you prepared for whatever happens on November 4th. Because guess what? If your candidate loses, all right, that's going to hurt, and you're going to have to deal with that, and you're going to have to deal with the anger. If your candidate wins and there's unrest about that, you're going to have to deal with that. We're going to have to deal with whatever is in the aftermath of the election. So I want to get you prepared. And here's how I'm going to do it. It's how I've been talking. If you've listened to this podcast before, I say the same things over and over and over again. You need to stop scaring yourself. You need to breathe. You need to breathe from your belly. Take deep breaths. Take one now. I'll take one with you because I'm getting all revved up thinking about November 4th. Take a deep breath from your belly and just slow your physiology down. Feel your fingers and feel your toes. What are your toes? Feel your toes in your shoes. Feel your fingers. Are they on the steering wheel? Are they on the chair? Feel the weight of yourself in your seat, in your chair, or if you're walking, feel what's going on. Feel the air around you. Get present to the moment. Presence is not a new age, newfangled word. It's what's going to save you with what's to come. It should have saved you for this whole past year, and I want it to save you on November 4th. I want you to remember to get present. Why do I want you to be present? It's because I want you to only deal with what's real. I do not want you to deal with what you make up in your head that's happening. I don't want you to live in the wreckage of the future. I want you to be present now. I want you to really pay attention to what's true, what can you know is true, and what you're being told is true. So the news is going to be crazy. Twitter is going to be crazy. Social media is going to be crazy. And some of it may be true. Some of it you may agree with, and some of it you may not agree with. But how can you get yourself to not be buffeted about? I don't know if you watch the movie The Social Dilemma. Go watch the movie The Social Dilemma on Netflix. And it'll tell you how you're being manipulated. We're all being manipulated. So I want you to be present. I want you to only deal with what you can know, what is real. I want you to not scare yourself from the future. I want you to start asking yourself questions. Am I reacting? How am I scaring myself? What do I know to be true right now? And really be careful about that catastrophizing. I have a couple of podcast episodes where I'm going to be interviewing Todd Henry and Brett Culp and a few other people on again, all through November, we're going to be talking about how can we stay sane just in case there's some insanity. But that's what I want for you. Remember, it's going, just anticipate it. It's going to be rough. It's going to be scary. I'll tell you a quick story. Back when my parents were alive and my ex-wife's parents were alive, we'd go to Florida to Boca del Vista, so just like out of Seinfeld, we'd go down and visit with our kids. And invariably, we'd end up with fights. We'd end up tense. We'd be in a fight with each other. We'd be in a fight with our parents, and we'd be all upset. And someone suggested to us that we think of all the things that are going to go wrong, think of all the triggering things people were going to say ahead of time. So what would my mother say to me? What would her mother say to her? What would happen? So we had a whole list of things that were going to happen. And then when they happen, we could just laugh about it and play bingo that those things happen. So we prepared ourselves for the triggers. We prepared ourselves for the fear. We prepared ourselves for the fights ahead of time. And we had a great time. And we just used that all the time when we went to Florida to visit our parents. And we had much better times. So prepare yourself. Just know it's going to be rough. It's going to be really kind of interesting. So just head it off at the pass and find your emotional intelligence, find your groundedness, find it. And for me, that's by breathing in my belly, noticing what's around me, and being present. Okay. So hopefully this helps. And like I said, all through November, we're going to be talking about how to how to get ourselves to be adult, how to stop scaring ourselves, and how to deal with reality so we can be the best that we can be and finish up the year strong. Hope this is helpful. I love you so much. No matter who wins, no matter who you supported, I love you. And have a great rest of the day.